Hello everyone, I am TitanicSizedReviews. I talk about movies, shows, and video games, and today I'm talking about Fire and Ice, a 1983 animated film, science fiction. It's a dark fantasy kind of movie. It's rated PG, but probably should be PG-13. I'm going to get into that right now. This movie does have violence, sort of. There's a bit of blood in certain parts. Most of it's very short blood-wise. You won't see a whole lot. There's maybe 2 or 3 curse words in the movie total. And there's some suggestive themes of nudity. So this movie is about some evil dark wizard named Necron pushing like a giant ice glacier that's just conquering and crushing everything in its path. And he has a bunch of, well, Neanderthal type minions who work for him. His mother Juliana is the one who gave birth to him. She's in the movie. Sorry about that. The main characters of this are Larn, who I'm just going to call He-Man because that's basically who he is. Princess Teegra. She's the thick one in all the right places. And then you've got Dark Wolf, who's basically Batman. I mean, I guess he's more of a side character, but he plays an important role in the story for sure. You just don't see him as often as you see Larn and Teegra. So the movie starts out telling you how the bad guy Necron and his mom and these Neanderthal dudes are trying to conquer the planet, basically, and that there's one community holding out at Fire Keep, which is a castle that's placed at a volcano, and their leader is Jarl. Basically, just mentions all that, shows Necron and his glacier pushing up on these barbarian dudes where Larn is. He's with his village of people. This is before he meets anyone important. I don't know why these characters were just standing on this wall looking at this giant glacier that's moving forward, somehow thinking they're going to stop it with sticks. I understand they're barbarians, but even that seems kind of dumb. I would assume that they know what's going on. It seems like everybody else does. They've just kind of been wiping everyone out. I don't know. That part seemed a little weird, but other than that, I'd say the rest of the movie does a good job logic-wise, set in a fantasy universe, keeping to its own rules of reality. So basically, Larn and his village get attacked. Larn's the only one who survives. Well, there's also some chick who you kind of see her butt for a moment. I'd say it's probably the most, like, nudity-related part that there is in the movie. There's other parts that are very close, but that's probably the biggest one. Doesn't look like she was wearing any underwear. Well, Larn survives, runs away from the Neanderthal dudes, kills a few of them. Then you go over to Teegra, and she's just there, just thick. I don't know what else to say. I mean, she's in like a straight up bikini. She's talking to some advisor chick, and she's literally just turning, and they kind of focus on her curves, on her booty. It's hard to believe that this movie's rated PG, even for something back in 1983. But they do. They also kind of show kind of hard nipples through the clothing multiple times in this movie. I'm just bringing it up now so I don't have to bring it up later. So the Princess Teegra also has a brother named Taro. He's not really super important. You'll see him again near the end of the movie. Jarl, like I said, the leader. You see him basically at the same time as Taro. But he wants to fight Necron. He doesn't want to give in to their demands after Necron sends like a parlay to try to reason with them. And then the parlay just goes sour because Taro says, no, not going to happen. Same thing with the dad. That's when they kidnap the daughter, Teegra. And for some weird reason, these dudes who were there to parlay like instantly jump towards violence. They get murdered right away. Well, Teegra is captured by these Neanderthal dudes. escapes from them at one point, hides in like a log, and then they're looking around. One of these Neanderthal dudes sticks his arm inside one of the logs. He gets attacked by a really strange bug that kind of like burrows holes in his arm. They made that animation look real good, real clean. There's really like no blood there though, which is kind of weird. Like I said, this movie, when it comes to blood, is very minimal. One part that they show like the most amount of blood is probably when they kill her panther. She's basically Jasmine from Aladdin. That's basically who she is, except sluttier and thicker. Well, they flee. At some point, she gets away from them. They see her again, chase after her. And then a giant Komodo dragon comes out like some shit out of Johnny Quest and just wrecks the dudes. Probably the most violent death is right there when he tosses one of them onto, I'm not sure, bones or some really sharp plant. Gets impaled. That Komodo dragon was pretty savage. It was entertaining, for sure. Well, she escapes. Eventually, she comes across Larn, who is just running towards the direction of her castle, Firekeep. He has a moment where he's attacked by some wolves. Those wolves are intense looking. They did a really good job. The animation in this movie is fantastic. It's old, for sure. Like, you can tell it's old, but it still looks super good. Very clean. Well, she meets Larn. They kind of have like a flirting moment going on. Like real quick. They get into it real quick. They're like, haha, you want some of this, don't you? Yeah. Real quick. There's no banging. PG. I'm just letting you know. After that, they get separated. I'm not going to say how. He gets saved by Batman. She gets captured again. She gets captured a lot in this movie. They go to try to save her, and they don't find her, so they retreat. She gets saved by a very clearly evil witch. She is ginger. Should have been the first giveaway. I don't know what else to tell you. It's also those super intense eyes of hers. I mean, for the villains, she probably stands out the most, but she does the least. Her time in the sun is very short. Very short. I don't know if they just didn't have a budget to make the movie longer, but the movie's real short at 82 minutes. I think it would have been better if it was longer. It's a good movie, though. For sure. Well, after she's captured by the witch, the Neanderthals show up, capture her again! For the third or fourth time at this point. Take her back to meet Necron, the evil wizard. Fucking He-Man sneaks into the castle and watches Teegra's brother, who's there to parlay after they kidnapped her because he thought that she was held captive there. Basically get turned into a puppet by Necron. Apparently he doesn't just control ice, he can also turn people into puppets. And he just he makes that man commit seppuku. That moment for the people probably had the most blood. It was an interesting part. But for some weird reason, He-Man tries to fight him after seeing him just murder 4 dudes without even touching them. And Necron decides not to kill him, kind of just plays with him, beats him, has him thrown in a jail cell. He finds out that Teegra is still alive and there, kind of roaming the castle at the moment, trying to escape. And I don't remember how, but he somehow gets out of there. He escapes that place. He runs out to like the top or somewhere on the side. It doesn't really show you exactly where, but Batman shows up and saves his ass. Batman saves his ass quite a bit in this movie. And they go back to Firekeep. They get there real quick. It's just like a quick transition. They talk to Jarl, say that they need the Dragon Squad, which is a bunch of Valkyrie-looking guys who ride on pterodactyls. It was kind of awesome, to be honest. They fly in. Neanderthals start throwing rocks and shooting arrows at them, and obviously every single one of them gets just demolished, except for Batman and He-Man. I don't know how those dudes didn't do anything at all to any of the Neanderthals there, but they didn't do jack shit. Also, for context, apparently their castle, they have the ability to let the lava loose whenever they need to. So in case the glacier gets too close, I guess they can use it to melt it. I don't know how they have this ability, but it's a fantasy world, so whatever. This is important because it matters right here near the end of the movie. They, after everyone gets just murdered, He-Man lands on top of the castle through one of the holes after Necron realizes they're there and just breaks some ice. I don't really understand his power of observation there, but it's whatever. So He-Man fights his way through the castle and finds Teegra, and they escape. And Batman, he goes straight for Necron. He doesn't give a fuck. He goes right into that throne room, starts fighting him. Necron tries to do the puppeteer bullshit. Batman's like, I don't fucking think so. I'm the Dark Knight, bitch. And fucks up Necron. With ease. Necron's a very skinny dude. Him swinging the sword around and getting his ass whooped wasn't a very big surprise. None of the fights in this are super long, but there are like a decent amount of them. If you're counting like the creatures, for instance, attacking the Neanderthals. Well, I don't know why. Basically, after Necron's dead, I don't know why, but for some weird reason, Firekeep, where Jarl is, I guess he just lets the lava loose. For some reason, they kind of talk about him not doing it until after something. And he just, I don't know, he just does it. There's just lava pouring. It kills a ton of animals. At one point, you hear it like going across this jungle area, and you just hear animals like dying. It's kind of fucked up. And then they hit the castle, starts melting. Larn and Teegra get away. They see Batman on a mountain looking like a badass with his axe. Almost kills a Neanderthal at the end, and then she's like, no, we've got to be better. And he doesn't. And that's basically the end of the movie. I know I spoiled pretty much all of it, but it's still worth a watch. It's a good movie. It's entertaining. I really liked it. I'm going to give the movie a 9 out of 10. Honestly. It's entertaining. It's well made. The art is fantastic. Yes, you will notice that it's old, but it's good. You can currently watch this on Amazon Prime. At least that's where I watched it. I believe it's on YouTube as well. I don't know if you have to pay for it or not. But it's on Amazon Prime at the making of this video. Please, if you like this video, please click subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Please. Please leave a like on the video. Maybe a comment on the video. Maybe share the video. Maybe turn on notifications. I know I'm asking you to do a lot. But that's what good people do. They do a lot for others. That's all I'm saying. You could be a good person today. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.